that was really funny. My neighbor came home right as I was videoing that list video. Okay, so here are my tips for online dating and meeting people that you meet from online, or even blind dates are a little different, but online, meeting people from online dating services. First, get a picture, get a phone number, date of birth if you can, where they grew up, and what vehicle they're driving. And if you have any plans for how the evening's going to go, get as much information as you can and give it to somebody that you trust. And have that person kind of ping in and out of the day, just maybe send you a little text message or something of how things are going. It is okay to have somebody check in on you. I know for my first time meeting somebody online, I did a little snooping before, and I was really, really cautious. And just a safety tips for you. The first thing I did when I started talking to somebody online that I didn't know, once we kind of emailed back and forth, because they have like a little chat, like an instant messenger kind of thing online, and then they have like a messenger depending on who you go through. Like it's an email or a messenger. I was through eHarmony, so it's kind of like a little messenger thing. Okay, so first, once you get comfortable enough to give them a phone number, this is what I did. I actually gave them a Google Voice number. It did come back to my phone because there is an app that you can download. I gave them that number first because you don't ever know who you're really truthfully talking to on the other end of the phone or the internet or whatever. So the first thing I did was that. Researching the person on the other end, like getting a last name. Last name is very important. Once you feel comfortable, get a last name. Look their butt up on YouTube, Facebook. Pretty much everybody has the Facebook, and if they tell you they don't, you need to find out why. That was something for me. Some people are very open from the front, from the beginning. Like for me, I was just like, this is my last name, and then they gave me their last name. Sometimes I was just like, what is your last name? So you can also do, if you watch Catfish off MTV, they show you how to do a reverse lookup of either a phone number, if they give you a phone number, or reverse lookup of the picture that they send you, so you can look up and see if it matches anything. I did do that on one person, and that's how I found their last name, and I found their Facebook account. Also, sometimes be careful about the pictures you put on Facebook too, because, or put on the, or you can check and watch, because sometimes the pictures that they put on their profile will have their last name, especially if they're in the military, and it'll have their last name on their actual picture because they're in their uniform. And so sometimes like it'll be like, oh, their name's Dustin, but their last name's on their uniform. And so it's like, bingo. So that can help you too. So look for just common things on their pictures. Look them up on Facebook. That's a common thing that also helps you know, okay, this person is, like, you can look and see how many, if that picture pops up multiple times, oh, then that could be a catfish. So phone numbers, I as a woman did not give my true phone number, because it was cautious for me. Like, I wanted to protect myself. When we actually arranged to meet up, I met up in a place that I felt comfortable. That person did not come to my house. He's my fiance now, but he did not come to my house for a very long time until I was comfortable. I did not ride in his vehicle for a long time until I was comfortable. For me, it was a safety thing. But I had his full name. I had his phone number. I knew where he grew up, and I had his date of birth. And it's just common questions that you ask back and forth, like, oh, how old are you? Oh, when's your birthday? Oh, what's your favorite color? Just common things you can ask back and forth. But I had phone number, date of birth, full name, and the vehicle he was driving and where he was from, and a picture of him. And I sent that all to my friends and family. And before we met up, I did tell him that my friends would be messaging me throughout the night, and I was okay if he did the same for people in his life, because it's important that he knows, and I'm okay with it if somebody else knows what's going on. And for the men, they're like, oh, it's not as important for us. And I said, I understand, but I need you to respect that for me, because I want them to know that people are looking out for me, and that I'm not doing this alone and in secret. I want to be protected. And if there's a problem with that, then it's not going to happen. We're done. We're closing this conversation. And 2, he doesn't have my real phone number, so I can always cancel the Google Voice number or delete the app, and then we're done. And he never got my actual full phone number. And I don't want somebody to, my actual phone number is linked to something. My Google Voice number is linked to an email address. So I'm not worried about that. There's also other apps that give you phone numbers and stuff like that. It's to protect you as a woman when you do online dating. Or any dating. I mean, if you don't feel comfortable, there were other people, like there was somebody else that he wanted my phone number that I met at a bowling alley, and I was like, no. And I gave him the Google Voice number, and we never talked again. Because, again, I don't know you from Adam. I'm not going to give you my personal phone number. Like, no, sir. I'll give you this other number that I created. So, again, just be safe. Be careful. And then when somebody was trying to give me dating advice after they met my fiance, I was like, oh, no. Let me tell you how I did it. I also was one, because my sister always said she needed to become a PI. With her, looked up marriage records and things like that to check and get more information. Like I found marriage license. That's how I found out his ex-wife's name, her date of birth, things like that. I found that information out way before he ever told me. So for me, it was like, oh, I already know that. So again, you can find out information that you need to find out easily as long as you look for it. And sometimes you may not find out anything, and that's okay. But there was little things that like I asked, and I was very straight from the front. Like, this is straightforward. Like, this is what I'm okay with. This is what I'm not okay with. And I was like, dude. And then later on when we got really serious, I was like, oh, FYI, that's a Google Voice number. Here's my real number. And it was like, because I don't know where this is going. I don't, I have to feel comfortable and safe myself. And honestly, after a while, I forgot what number I had given the person. So then I was like, oh, yeah. But there are a couple apps. There's like Text Now. There's Google Voice. I'm pretty sure there's some other ones. Those are two that popped in the top of my head. But there's some other ones that you can get. They're free. It's an app. You can do it, and then you can switch it out later. So again, there's different things you can do to protect yourself from others. Keep yourself safe. If you have any tips or ideas or questions, please link them down below in the comments. Or if you have any articles or something, please link those down below. Or if you have any personal stories or you don't want to put them down below, please send me an email, and I would love to hear from you and your stories. I know there are some people out there that put videos out of like the worst dates I've ever gone on, so those can be kind of funny too. And there's some funny stories that you can find out about too. So it is kind of fun, but just, when you get serious about it, if you decide to online date, just be smart. You don't have to go as crazy as I did, but that's just me. I want to keep myself protected. I want to know if something did happen to me or someone I love, that they've done everything they can to protect themselves. So if the police do have to get involved, it's like, this is all the information we have. So it's like, okay, well, they did all this. But if you have any other tips or ideas to help, please let us know so we can better protect ourselves and the people we love and everyone else. Anyway, have a great day, and I'll have another video in just a second. Bye, guys.